We open with the victim's voice raw, trembling, and powerful. Imagine dedicating 30 years to helping others heal, only to end up broken yourself. This isn't just testimony, it's a window into trauma that ripples far beyond one violent night.
Jenna Horn? Jenna Ray Horn. We now call Jenna Ray Horn in cause number 25 DCCR289. That's you? Here with Mr. Grove, your attorney and the state's attorney. As you know, you are charged with the third-degree felony of assault on a public servant, which carries with it up to 10 years in prison. Earlier, was the defendant entered the plea already?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's not on
She entered a plea, yes.
Earlier.
Pre-sentence report was ordered by the court.
Yeah, I've got all of that. But there's nothing on the jacket that shows she pled guilty. You've entered a plea of guilty to the third-degree felony of assault on a public servant. A pre-sentence report has been prepared. Have the parties had an opportunity to review it? Are there any corrections or changes to it?
On page,
You're talking about the pre-sentence report.
the pre-sentence report, yes, sir.
And that's made a part of the record for all purposes.
Yes, sir. And this is not an objection to that, but that there was an analysis made by the complainant who
Here comes the moment of reckoning. The defendant, Jenna Ray Horn, faces a third-degree felony assault on a public servant. Now, in Texas law, that's serious business. We're not talking misdemeanors, this charge carries up to 10 years in prison. The stakes just skyrocketed.
basically, I guess, said that, talked about how much that this case had changed her, and that now she could no longer work as a registered nurse because of this, and she was having to pay daily records to pay restitution and medical damages from this. So there's not a number that's mentioned in here. The probation officer did not put one in.
Miss Ramirez or Melanie Ramirez was
office showing.
see.
They get it from us, Judge, and if we get a request in from the complaining witness, we send out a letter to say, if you have anything, send it to us. And I didn't show anything in my file that
I know,
says.
but the pre-sentence report clearly says she's got medical.
Well, she says she did, but they have to send in something for us to be able to give them out, Judge.
Okay. In addition to the physical and emotional impact this assault has had, I have suffered significant financial loss due to medical bills, missed work, co-pays, etc. As I struggle to work overtime to pay medical bills
I'll double check
and
it
go
and see
to
if she
therapy
did
to
anything in.
heal from the trauma, I have one request from the court. I request the defendant be sentenced to state prison. Violence against public servants cannot be tolerated. And this is, thank you, regards, the complainant, registered nurse. Well, something happened there because I'm looking at restitution that.
Judge, and I know it says that, but like I say, I cannot ask for something I do not have a number of.
All right.
I can't just say generally ask for restitution. I'm looking to make sure in the file that there's nothing there.
Okay. Go ahead, David, on behalf of the defendant.
Let me give you a little bit more background on Ms. Horn, and I'm going to try to be brief. Ms. Horn has suffered from mental health problems, treatment, and services for many, many years. Starting back on page 4 under the substance abuse history.
That statement right there, violence against public servants cannot be tolerated, hits like a gavel strike. The nurse isn't just asking for justice, she's asking for safety, for the system to protect those who protect others. But here's the question, how do you balance punishment with compassion when mental health is part of the story?
It shows basically that she has been exposed and used alcohol, marijuana, just about every drug you can imagine, as well as synthetic marijuana, during the time that she has been treated. This particular
voluntary use.
I'm sorry.
Voluntary use of the substances.
I don't dispute that. It does not say, but I think it's in there, and I just want to make the court aware of it.
And you're not asserting she's incompetent or insane.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. I believe she is competent. I just wanted to make the court aware that she does have a history of this usage, although I don't have each individual time or where it was. Now, on this particular occasion, unfortunately, Miss Horn was arrested and taken to the Baptist Hospital, Beaumont Neurological Center, where she was treated. And as the court is aware, that's where people that have mental and intellectual problems quite frequently are treated. Unfortunately, this is where the incident occurred. And again, trying to be brief, it shows that she was in pain and told the nurse, Miss Storm, that she was in a great deal of pain and wanted a shot, and hit her, I believe it says 4 or 5 times. There was another Baptist Hospital employee who was present, who went in to help the nurse. They eventually took Miss Horn off the lady, but she did suffer the trauma and as a result of this violence. It's also clear that I believe, from looking at this record and talking to Miss Horn's family, she has been in, I believe, 8 or 9 different mental health treatment facilities, including the Baptist Hospital Neurological Center. And it's one of those things that Miss Horn is not saying that this didn't happen. She is not saying she is not guilty. But the fact that it did happen, she feels like she ought to pay restitution to Miss Storm, the victim in this case, as well as the other individual who was not injured to as great a degree as I believe Miss Storm was. And yet this is a situation where she didn't have the money, she cannot maintain employment, and doesn't have anywhere else to get the money to pay any of this restitution to Baptist Hospital, as well as to.
The defense paints a portrait of lifelong struggle, addiction, trauma, mental illness. It's a familiar but heartbreaking tune in courtrooms across America. The argument? Don't send her away, help her heal. But will the court see redemption or risk?
The victim. And so I would ask the court to place her on either deferred adjudication or regular probation, and order as the primary service that she get employment and pay for this. She also has indicated that she will do anything she can to get help for her problem, whether that includes safety, MIP, anything, if she can just get it, because she's not been able to have any treatment for this problem during her recent history. And again, Judge, that's not, I'm not saying this very well, but again, I would ask that the court consider placing her on some type of supervision and not sending her to TDC. And at the appropriate time this morning, I'd like to talk to the court too, but I'm not sure that's this time.
Yeah, go ahead, say.
Judge, I really get upset when we start using restitution as a form of making us give somebody probation, and that's just not going to happen in this case. You can see what the complaining witness went through. She did request $5,000 in restitution for lost wages, medical costs, and travel expenses that she had to do during this time. But you've heard that she can't pay that. The defendant cannot pay that. She can't hold a job. She doesn't have the money to do it. But look what she did to this woman. I mean, this is not like she just kicked out or just lashed out one time because she was angry or mentally ill. Wasn't getting her way. She punched this woman in the face, and as a direct result of the actions in page 2 on the complainant statement, as a direct result of this, the defendant punching me in the face numerous times, causing me to lose complete bladder control, sinus injuries, neck strain, depression, and anxiety. It will take time to heal and to adjust to my new normal in the hospital and a new department after she has dedicated numerous years to working with mental health patients. She said, I've dedicated the last 30 years of my life to caring for patients with complex medical and mental health issues, and this incident has taken away that vibrant spirit I once had. This totally changed her life and her career because this woman decided she wanted a shot instead of what they were doing for her, and she is not in charge. This victim is asking that this defendant be placed in prison. And I'm asking you to place her in prison because she's had numerous chances over the years. And you can see she's even had a probation for evading arrest where she got it revoked and was sentenced to 800 days in county jail. When is she supposed to have asked for help? When she's facing prison time? I think it's time to get her in a place where she can realize the severity of it and not blame everything on some thing she's been blaming it on for years and not getting any help for it. Striking one of our public servants that's out there just trying to help her and hurting her so severely and causing her this much anxiety and this much of a change in life. I think that it deserves more than just a walk out of here. It deserves some time in prison to where we know that she's not going to do it for a while and that she can appreciate the severity of what she did.
All right. Ms. Horn, did you want to say anything? This is your time.
Oh no, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to hit her or anything. I was going through something in my head.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bad time. I was freaking out.
Have anything to do with alcohol or drugs?
I'm a user, but it wasn't that. I felt betrayed. I have voices in my head and I felt betrayed by her.
The prosecution isn't buying it. Their message is crystal clear: sympathy doesn't erase suffering. And for a public servant brutally attacked, justice means consequences. This is where emotion collides with the law and the courtroom grows tense enough to cut with a scalpel.
Not give me a shot.
Have you been a drug and alcohol user for any length of time? Is that an issue for you?
I had addiction. I was fiending for drugs at like 7, 8 years old. It's been passed down in my family, and I've been using.
It's been passed down like a gift?
No. It's hell.
No.
I don't want to do it anymore. I'm addicted.
Okay. Well, who caused you to use drugs and alcohol?
My
at a
dad
young
was an
age?
alcoholic for 28 years.
Ma'am?
My dad was an alcoholic for 28 years.
What about drugs?
Yeah.
Where did you get drugs and alcohol from?
Anywhere.
Yeah. The pre-sentence report is made a part of the record here, and this states that for marijuana, you started at 8 years of age, marijuana, and last used March 26th, I guess, when you were arrested. and you have been using it daily. That's what you told the probation office. Alcohol, you started that at 8 years of age, and you used that weekly until 2 months before the pre-sentence report was prepared. Cocaine, you began cocaine at 15 and was a daily user of that. Methamphetamine, this one is one that I kind of asterisked. You began meth at 15 and your last usage was just a couple of months ago on a daily basis. Amphetamine, same thing, 15 years of age to March of 25. What are you, 34 now? Yeah. Yeah, that's almost 20 years, consistent daily use. Then, of course, there was LSD you used at 18, ecstasy at 18, mushrooms at 18, synthetic marijuana daily at 22 years of age. But how in the world can you not get some kind of have side effects from using controlled substances since you were for the last 25 years of your life, since you were 8 years of age? You don't think that's going to have adverse consequences? Of course it does. But it's terrible enough that you do that to yourself, and you probably were from what you're saying, you may have very well been in an environment where it was a child of 8 years of age, isn't at fault if it's from parents who had bad role modeling.
It wasn't.
How were you getting drugs at 8 years old, sweetheart?
I had a friend that her sisters
Giving you marijuana and cocaine and methamphetamine? This is marijuana and alcohol at 8, and then cocaine and meth and amphetamines at 15 years of age. Methamphetamine and amphetamine you've been using for 20 years, it says, from 15 until last couple of months. This is terrible, of course. That's going to lead you to a catastrophic end, and here we are in court. Oh, and it says your drug of choice is methamphetamine. What kind of, I wouldn't want that on my certificate of achievement. No, it's just terrible. It looks like you have a conviction here out of Jasper County, evading arrest or detention. You were placed on probation in 2015. Is that correct? And then that was revoked, and you did 800 days in jail. It sounds like, I guess, but it's showing that's a conviction. Is that right, David?
Your Honor, I'm not sure, but it appears to be a revocation of probation, which she received.
Which is what this is
800 days in jail.
Okay.
Which is,
No, it looks like she got credit for time served because she spent 800 days in jail.
Okay.
well, whatever the time.
It's still a conviction.
It looks like you were on deferred or unadjudicated probation in 2015 for a controlled substance. Then there's something, a prohibited substance in a correctional or civil commitment facility in Jasper, but then there's no disposition known. So we're not going to tamper with that, go down that road. And it looks like we've got 4 misdemeanor convictions: driving while intoxicated in 2014, illegal possession of marijuana in 2015, criminal mischief in 2019, and assault causing bodily injury in 2024. So it looks like you've got 5 convictions, including that evading arrest, and you were on illegal possession of a controlled substance, deferred probation. All right. The lady, the public servant here, the nurse who was injured, states It has caused her a profound emotional trauma. She has been a dedicated servant of the people for 30 years of her life, caring for patients, which is a wonderful thing to do. Not enough, but wonderful. My family has nursing. My mother's side of the family or have a lot of nurses in the family. She has suffered significant financial loss. And that her request of the court is that the defendant be sentenced to state prison, as violence against public servants cannot be tolerated. And this violent and unprovoked brutal assault occurred while she was trying to do her job. You struck her approximately 5 times with a closed right fist to the left side of her face. Chase Tiller, by the way, was a psych technician, that's what they're called, was also assaulted by you as well during this event, as he was trying to pull you away from the registered nurse victim when you began to assault him as well. And he was struck approximately 5 times by a closed right-handed punch to the left of his head. Well, you certainly got everybody's attention, man. I guess you're regret doing this. I had to pull that one out of you there.
Hard to place blame on myself in that state of mind.
But you're not. Your attorney states there was no issue on mental illness, so that you were insane. There is not an issue where you are incompetent. Thus, without that, you are required to conduct yourself like all of us, follow the rules, and not commit crimes and hurt people. But once again, someone who has been a daily drug user since 8 years of age, you're going to have some problems. You're going to have some conduct problems. All right. In fact, here's what's interesting is that this occurred on or about January 31st, 2025, but you told the probation officer that you've been a daily methamphetamine user and amphetamine user since you were 15, and the date of last use was March 26th of 2025, which is 2 months after you assaulted this lady. All right. Even an assault like this doesn't stop you. It from using drugs. In fact, you were indicted on March 5th, and this says, when was she taken into custody? It says your last date of use was March 26th.
March 26th was when she was arrested.
Oh, okay. There you go. It was the day of your arrest was the last time you used methamphetamine and amphetamine, according to you, and marijuana. You've been using this since 8 years of age and 15 years of age. Until the day you were arrested. All right. Okay. Anything else to add?
No,
No, yeah.
If nothing further, I'm going to find, man, you have pleaded guilty voluntarily. You are mentally competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted in your guilty plea hearing to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this third-degree felony of assault on a public servant. I am following this agreement. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 5 years. You will be given credit for all time you have served. Yes, ma'am. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 5 years. You will be given credit for all time you have served. Yes, ma'am. You don't, yes, ma'am. You have been committing crimes since you were 8 years old, daily, according to this. I'm sorry. People are going to be safe from your behavior, ma'am. You are responsible. You have a prior felony conviction. No, they're going to help you. They help you in prison. They'll try to help you, but you've got to do this. You've got to start helping yourself, ma'am. You've got to start making the right choices and decisions. You've been endangering people for far too long. Yeah, whether you agree with it or not, that's the court's order. Anything else? That is all.
No, yeah.
And there it is, 5 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. The gavel doesn't just close a case, it echoes through 2 lives shattered in different ways. But the real question for us is, did this sentence deliver justice, or just another cycle of pain? What do you think?
Yeah.
Can you go back to jail?
I have to say that my daughter lives for anything. Does that count for anything? She's so funny.
I'm sorry. Who are you, ma'am?
I'm mom.
Who's?
Jenna Horn's mom.
Ma'am, that's the man you need to be talking to, not me, man. There's Mr. Grove is the attorney for the.
We'll talk after. We'll talk after.
There has been nothing presented to me of incompetency or insanity. And people or if without that information to me, we're saying we don't go severely assaulting people. And also, since 8 years of age, she's been a daily drug user? All right. Well, why is she out and about? If aren't y'all supposed to be taking care of that? Aren't you supposed to be helping take care of her?
They don't need to.
Since 8 years of age, ma'am, since 8 years of age, she's been a daily drug user. Ma'am, do you think you could stop a daily drug using for 24 years? What are you? All right.
You don't know what she's saying.
All right.
I'm trying to say. She
All right.
don't know.
All right. Yeah, I'm not the one to be talking to. You need to talk to the district attorney's office that filed the case and the defense attorney who's representing her.
Told her.
Sir, you can leave now if you're going to be rude. Bye, sir. We try to take care of things in this room. You are just causing trouble now. Why don't you get part of the fixing the problem? They're the people you need to talk to. The one who represents her and the district attorney's office that brought the case. Those are the people you need to take care of. You don't need to come in here when she's at sentencing and start acting as though you care about her problems. That should have been dealt with since she was 8 years old. You can leave now. Thank you, sir. I know what we have to do here is clean up messes in families a lot of times, but there's how you can be a daily drug user since 8 years of age and the family hasn't taken care of that for 24 years is whose responsibility? And it's a shame. It's tragic. Shouldn't happen. But far too often, that's what happens at the time of sentencing. And she's been in the criminal system 5 separate times. And nothing seems to be happening. But since 8 years of age, my God, daily drug use of methamphetamine. I mean, how can the family not deal with that responsibly? Oh. But then, right now, somebody got a registered nurse was seriously injured, and that's what we got to deal with is the safety of the community. But prison facilities are supposed to have resources to help with problems like that, and hopefully they will deal with that in a responsible way. Did the family ever talk to you, David, about concerns?
Yeah, yes, sir. We did.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'll talk with some of the
Okay.
other people.
You did listen. Yeah, I know how you try to help. So, all right. But you did talk to them and deal with and
Yes, sir.
discuss the situation. That's a difficult one. But let me know what else you need on if there's anything additional we need to do for the lady.
As the judge reflects on family failures, systemic cracks, and lifelong addiction, we're left with one haunting truth: justice isn't just about verdicts, it's about prevention. How many lives like Jenna's spiral long before they ever reach a courtroom?